it's time for more IMs. It's always time for more IMs. I just don't wanna. I don't wanna. There's so many and they're so varied. And how do we pick which IMs you're reviewing, Zeos? Well, I just take the ones that everyone's screaming about, or companies are like, hey, and or ones I'm super interested in. For example, the Quarks. These are the Moondrop Quarks. They're probably the least expensive IEM I've ever reviewed. They're like $13. And then we have the Moondrop Katos, which Apos sent me. And they're like, hey, if you heard the Katos, we want to order a lot. If they're really good, if you really like them. And if you're like, oh my God, anime waifus are falling out of them. So I got to get those. And then there's also the Etymotic EVOs, which feature Estron, which sounds like an estrogen supplement. They should probably have changed the name of that. But it is the BAX2 detachable cable, and it says they're very, very weird. These are the weirdest. These are the weirdest ones on the table, probably. So we'll get those out of the way. So it's like $12, almost $200, like $190 and like $400 something. So how did I pick them? I don't know. Fucking flip a coin in a hat. Tie a note to a pigeon, send it out, whichever airplane it flies into is the winner. So let's start. Well, I'm going to stop and then analyze fully. I've listened to all of these, obviously, but I'm giving my final listen. And we're going to come back and we'll start with one of these. I probably want to end in the Quarks because those is by timestamps in the description below. But Patreon, subscribe star. Don't forget to check out Hi-Fi Guides forum. Hi-Fi Guides forum is amazing. And, yeah, I'll end on the Quarks because that's a nice, like, uplifting, like, holy shit. So then we'll get to these. All right, so I've spent time with the Katos, and I spend time now with the Katos, and I play with different amps in the Katos. Went from here to here. I've even got the little Y7 Fireflies good and ready. I've been doing the Wild and Topaz, and I love them. I fucking love them. But there's a problem. I have to plug these in now, which I haven't tried yet. These are different tunnels. Oh. So when, I also never took the back plastic off because I'm like, fingerprints are bad. Italian, eat lots of food, can't peel it off. So there are little plastic covers on that I will take off before the end of this review. But what I got to take off right now is the tips. And then you can see in here is a little, it looks like a white cotton stuff or a very, very, very fine mesh. And these should just unscrew. And now we're going to try all different things. This is a 10mm dynamic is what, I'm going to leave those off there for now, is what we're looking at here, which is probably my ideal IEM is just a single dynamic. I love the Moondrop Illuminations. These are the Katos, also presented by Moondrop. So there is the OH10s, which by Ico, also just single dynamic. There's just something about it that feels more right. Tin T2s are also, although someone said the Tin T2s are a dynamic and a BA or dual dynamic. I have to look it up because I don't remember. I thought the Tin T2s for $50 weren't going to do anything crazy. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to plug these into my head and see how big a difference that just made. So I'll be back in another minute and then we'll compare and contrast and give the full review.
Cutoff. And this is a courtesy call to renew your warranty before we close the file. If you're interested in renewing your auto warranty now, please press 5 now, or press 9 to be removed from our list.
Fuck you. Didn't take long. I fucking love them even more now. These are... Alright, so, went from the silver to the gold screw-in tips. Not tip tips. Tip tips, I'm using Daconis just for consistency's sake. They actually do come with foams. In fact, look at this lovely case they come with everything. You get 6 silicones with a ribbed for your pleasure, although they're ribbed in the wrong direction for insertion pleasure, whatever. But 6 very nice, very tacky silicones I like. And then memory foamy, but not quite like Comply memory foam. So very, very nice foam tips. Too large, too medium, too small, too large, medium, too small. So that's nice. They come with the right tips for the job. They come with not just a waifu on the box, but a postcard. Who would I send the postcard to that I could just send like, hey, here's the Kato waifu. Fuck it. So I mean, they're bribing me directly. I think Moondrop's like, hey, Send it to Zeos. So, switch from the silver to the gold. The ones that were the backup. And I'll tell you what they did. They went from a... Silver ones are balanced with a little bit of low-end warmth, and they sound super natural. They're like Sundaras, but closed back. I love the Katos. That's the original Katos. But now I've swapped them out to the gold tip. And it's like... It's fucking IFI X bass up in here. Because it's a dynamic, because whatever I put on there is probably a little bit more free breathing. It's like the wub-wubs have happened, and not in a bad way. The best wub-wubs. I usually hate these fucking stupid things. Because it's like, I changed it, and maybe, or it sounds muffled and nasally. No. Same clear highs, good mid-range, good vocals, and then it's like the entire bottom half of the spectrum is just like presence. Oh my God, they're so good. It went from like, these are good, I'm going to give these a recommendation. These Katos are good. These Katos are good. These Katos are good. To, fuck everything else. These Katos. Like I'm pausing it like it's going to be dramatic for you, but you're just hearing a button click. I'm hearing Miroslav Tadic Onasek. What the fuck is this? It's a Croatian Records. Marina. I don't... R-M-I-R-I-N-A. This sounds amazing. It's like guitars. Oh my God. These are so good. Now I kind of wish I saved these for the end of the video. Yeah, I'm just going to sit here. All right. I fucked up. Because what I want to do is forget of doing this whole review. Now that I've listened to the Katos with the new inserts, I guess, this whole waifu thing makes sense because I'm in love. Because this is exactly what I want from a dynamic IEM. I want energy. I want punch. I want clarity. I want good sound isolation. It's kind of sounds a little... I mean, we're in the same price range as Ico OH10s, and now we're competing with those. Because usually nothing competes with the Ico OH10s. And you know what? Let's make this official. Take the little plastic covers off. Ooh, they're very, very pretty chrome. In fact, if we open up the case, I don't want to make the waifu not visible. If we open the case, you could see it's KXXS Advanced Technology Optimized. I loved the KXXS version. In fact, it's in my box, my little watch box of all the things that I fucking love. And here's the unit, by the way. Here's the case, standard Moondrop case, acceptable. Comes with a paperwork. It comes with a little bag for some reason in case we use a bag instead of the case. I like the way that it presents. It's just like, it's like Christmas morning. Oh, in fact, we'll get to the EVO. We'll have the same thing. So yeah, good tips. I'm going to see if I can peel this one off without removing it from my ear. Oh, nope, didn't work. Grab the corner. Or grab the not corner. I think they look sexy. They have enough weight to them that they feel quality. They're not as heavy as the OH10s. Nothing's as heavy as the OH10s. But these fucking things... I didn't think that this tip... Here, I'll show you the tip. I didn't think that going to the brass would be a worthwhile improvement. But I guess... And this is... You're catching me at the beginning. At the start of the excitement. Usually I do this shit off camera and it's like, oh, in 2 days I'll do the review, maybe. And then it's like, I may forget to mention how much I like this one better. No, I fucking love this one. Oh, there's big bass notes coming. Oh. Oh. What is that? Fabio and Moon Extraordinary. Dance Music, Volume 3. Let's move this to tubes. Not as much bass as a solid state, which makes sense. Jesus. Okay, yeah, no, so... And that's a perfectly linear one, and that's... Yeah. Okay. Fuck Katos are blowing the bell curve in this whole review. They just come out. They got this fucking wire. Have you seen this wire? By these are my adapters. None of these came with 1/4 inch adapters, and all these amps are 1/4 inch. Well, this has balance, but none of them have balanced. They're all 1/4 inch only, so you have to change the wire. But why would you change this? Look at this chrome with the fucking hefty 2-wire that's got like multiple twists inside of it, and then it comes to the breakout where it's chrome. Oh, it's also still wrapped. I didn't unwrap this. You know, unwrap that, and now you have access to the slider, ooh, which is also metal chrome, which slides up against these two very, very fucking pin straight individualized ones of those. Then these are heat shrinked. They're not stiff. They're nice and flexible, and they fit perfectly. And these are a fucking win. These have to go. I'm gonna have to tell Apos. Apos was like, "Hey, tell us how much you like the Kato, so we could order the right stock." Well, they're gonna need to order about 500 pairs of these. I don't think they'll sell 500 pairs, but they should have them, because holy shit. Okay, I have to move on. We'll come back and do. I'll listen again. Fuck, they're so good. Evos. All right. Etymotic EVOs featuring Estron. I was going to do a real no, I'm not doing it. So, listening to these actively on multiple amplifiers, including a tube, I can tell you exactly what these are. Flat. But not just like response curve. It feels like they're projecting the sound onto a piece of glass. And that flat piece of glass is being pushed inside my brain. And it's like, here's everything that's fucking happening. Shut up. And I can respect that. It's, you know how you could tell a real flat, the one thing I noticed about these Etymotics, compared to a lot of the ones on the table over there, is how professional they are. There is no anime waifu. The little Quarks have a little anime waifu. We'll get to her. But, you know, there's ones with different cables and different plugs and these feel like they're trying to be sold to a professional audio mastering person. Some sort of audiologist. That's a joke. Laugh at it. Look at it. The EVO featuring a new detachable cable method. Here's what they look like. Here delivers true sound. We go into this book, which has the corners cut very strangely, and I'm not sure why they would do that, but they did. Etymotic is actually, when I think of Etymotic, I think of hearing protection. That's number one. They sell the plugs you wear and go to a concert, the ones that shape the sound to sound natural, yet, be 12, 15 decibels quieter so you don't die. So when they make an IM, and I've reviewed previous Etymotic IMs, and I think somewhere in here it said the words. Let me read you the words. All right. Produces tight, true low-end sub-bass while providing a pristine frequency response across Etymotic's signature spectrum. That's like when Wendy's has a signature sauce on their burger. Every Wendy's burger has that signature sauce. So Etymotic has a signature frequency response curve that they like. That's them. That's their house sound. We talked about house sound. We're going to talk about house sound some more. Every Etymotic has sounded flat. No Etymotic's going to have, like, the response graph's going to be like this varied between every Etymotic model. It's never going to be like, this is the bass model, bro, and then this is the one that kills your treble, and then this is the mid-range. It's always going to have that curve. And these follow that curve. We are fast-forwarding several years and multiple generations past the last Etymotic IMs I've ever used, but I can still tell they're Etymotics. Because I know someone's going to listen to these and go, these are boring. And no other people are going to go to listen to these and go, wow, these are amazing. It's going to be only that. You're going to be polarized as fuck. Because if you're used to things like the Katos with those changed tips, and you got OH7s and OH10s, and things that actually have like creamy width, soundstage, Etymotic is delivering a pane of glass with the music projected onto it into your brain. That's why they're the most expensive. And they honestly sound the most expensive. Because they're a 3 dynamic, 2 bass, 1 treble, or mid-range treble. I don't know how they're breaking it apart, but the 2 bass ones, and they're very proud of that fact. And it's not as complicated as many of the ones that are $400 and some odd dollars. And yeah, like I don't doubt that this would be useful for actually monitoring and mastering on. It doesn't get too crazy with soundstage. Instead, it seems like they've turned the drivers this way. And things are happening like here. Instead of out, it's just doing this behind my eyes. Which is an interesting little take on this. Because all I could do is sit here and listen. That's my job. Sit here and listen. Figure out what's good, figure out what's bad, and then tell you. And hopefully I say a word or a phrase that one of you goes, oh, fuck. That's exactly what I want. So if I say, it sounds like dill pickles dipped in peanut butter, one person out there in the world will be triggered and be like, oh my God, I have to buy these. They don't actually sound like dill pickles and peanut butter. I don't know what that would do. I found an advertisement for peanut butter and mayonnaise. It was like a 1970s or 60s ad that was like, hey, Jiffy and, you know, Hellman's working together. And it's like, no, don't you fucking dare. Hold on. Listening to something. Yeah, it's weird because like the soundstage isn't out. The soundstage is just between my ears and it's so fucking accurate. I don't even want to call it imaging because imaging is usually what I describe as like, okay, it's going between the ears. But it sounds like there's two flat panels and things are happening in every location there. So I have noticed on a lot of tracks that I listen to, there's some sibilance. Just because they're so flat, probably out to like 19,000 hertz, that any song that has sibilance in it that would otherwise be filtered out by like a warm, loving amplifier or speaker or IM is there. You fucking know it. If your song is peaky, your shit's peaky. Oh, Dead Mouse. Let's see if they have that. They've got very tight, like insanely tight, like 2BA tight bass. It's not the wub-wubs. Even these without the gold tips had more wub. And now with the gold tips are just insane. So no, these are just, they're monitoring headphones. These are monitoring headphones. And they're not that expensive. For like I've heard IMs that sound like this that are way more money. Like the U12Ts were specifically a monitoring IM that was designed for doing work. And these are not as good as those, put that out there. But they're on the same scale of like, how much do we want to fuck with the highs, the mediums? Wow, I've been doing this shit for too long. The highs, the mediums, the lows. What else can I put in low? That's literally it. Mid-range and medium is the only one you can really change around because it's always going to be highs or treble. Then it's bass or lows. That makes sense. But you can't go highs and mediums. The middle sounds. Anyway, let's take them out of my ears. Yeah, no, it's tickling my ear in a way that's much more aggressively professional than I'm used to. But now we have to talk for the rest of this review, timestamp Zeos, for the weird fucking choices that they've made. I don't think like it's required, but they just want to be different. Or like I review a lot of IMs. I have a lot of IMs. And the one thing I know is no one uses these little tiny tips. Like the tips are usually this big. To get the most out of it, like you just squeeze so much through there. But this is using like a fucking, if the pencil dick were applied, that's what we're using. Got some pencil dick fucking 3mm adapters here, which I don't even have Dakoni tips for it. So I'm using the stock tips. Let me look at the stock tip thing. I'll show you. It's going to more of like that weirdness. Like, okay, we've got 2 and 3 ribbed for your pleasure silicones in clear and slightly different material. And then we have this, which looks like I'm getting ready to sell drugs to a fucking queen bee, because this is a little screw on a metal thing. And in here are filter replacements. So you could take the filters out of here by screwing them out with this, yanking them and putting new, like, I feel like this is extra effort for something that didn't need to be there. I've never had an Etymotic that wasn't these tiny little tips. And this whole thing where I'm going to lose these micro fucking scopic little filters. I got to put them in like a vial that's meant for like a single drop of blood. And they put it in this case, which another thing that bothers me is like, okay, you're presenting me with this case that has all the tips. And it has these big square tips, which are the only foam tips in there with these huge fucking just blatant earplugs that they put a hole through. And it's made out of cardboard. It's not, it's like disposable cardboard. I mean, at least make like this, even this set comes with like a nice plastic case. The Quarks didn't, but the Quarks are $12. But make this nicer is for like a presentation. That's why it's like, it feels professional, because professional grade shit, they just, here's your accessories, deal with them. You're a professional, deal with them. So you got this metal fucking thing that you gotta like not lose, because this is very specific a tool. It's just a threaded screw that you just screw that into something, and then it's supposed to yank out your thing. So there, I screwed it into the fucking foam. So that'll just yank out your little filter and your tips. So that's kind of like a thing. Here's your case. Oh wait, no, case last, because there's something in the case we got to talk about. The bag, I will give them this. The bag is fucking excellent. If every IM could come with this bag, it's like, oh, that's a pretty large style bag with black, nice soft black fabric. And tough to go the other side, it's microfiber. It's literally a 50-50 microfiber and soft fabric bag, and I just love it. Like my sunglasses need this bag. I need a little bit longer, and it needs to be good for my sunglasses. This bag is excellent. It's probably the best thing that I've ever seen come with an IM. If we open up the box opens much like the Kato, like that, which can be a little bit annoying. It has these cable ties. I think they're cable ties. Yeah, it says aluminum.dk. By the way, it's made in Vietnam. China. And this is so you can just use the rubber as your cable lock, like it just does that. I've never seen just like straight rubberized slap things like that. So that's got a little QR code and everything. We got to talk about the build and the wire, because the wire that's on it is not the wire that it came with. I was an extra wire that Etymotic sent to me, which was the upgraded cable. I'm going to put this little fucking tiny thing back in here. Look how small it is. So small. Please work on there. Due to the fact that hole is so small, and I don't know, that's probably not the absolute reason why it is, but I have to run this almost on high gain. Like there's so much more power required. And it's a heavy metal. This feels like the OH10. This is like does it say armored? I thought I read somewhere, maybe the website had it. Where there's that. There's that. Did it say the word armored? One of these said the word armored. Yeah, $413.09. Don't know why that price, but there you go. So it's like an armored metal shell, and it's actually rather deep. For only 3BA, it's quite large. And they have to squeeze everything down to get into these, usually with a multiple balance armature IM, there's like 3 holes that come out of the large tip. Now this is just one little stick tip. So they're all squeezing down, they're all squeezing out, so I have to run almost all the amps twice as loud as I did for the Kato. Beautiful build though. I love the finish, the matting, the printing, they look good. And now we're gonna get to the case, which was a metal case, and inside the metal case is a foam insert, and wrapped around the foam insert is the original cable that this came with. And when I unboxed this on the unboxing channel, and that unboxing probably came out a while ago, because as far behind as the unboxing channel is, it ain't that far behind, because I've had these for months. This cable here, this upgraded cable, is one of the most delicate, thin, like 3mm to the right angle, to a wafer thin 4-wire, like wafer thin, all the way down to this little tiny split that has this unit here that is designed to tuck up against your chin, which you can lock in place. Like, look at this. This thing actually has a notch lock. So you put it up to where you want it, you push this down, and now it's in place, like it can't move. You have to pull this up to free it, and now it can slide again up and down. And the reason that it has to lock against your chin is because these thin fucking, because now we're going to 2-wire of that insanely thin wire. Like, this is so thin. It's a 2-twist wire up, has no ear shape thing that would like hold it over your ear. Like, these are in this shape with a little bit of heat shrink, and they bounce and they're flexible, but they hold. This has none of that. So this wire is just free for all. So when you put it in your ear, you have to like loop it over your ear and pull it down. And since the wire weighs fucking nothing, you have to, if you want that to stay there and not flop up over your ear again, you have to pull the chin strap thing up, which, will do that locking thing, and it's fantastic. Ooh. I will say, it is the lightest IEM cable I've ever used. And this is twice as thick as the one that comes with it. I actually didn't feel like using the original. I never even took it out of the case. Here's the original IEM cable. It's one of those. Not two with a twist and then 4. It's 1 and 2. This is abysmally just delicate. These are the sort of wires I wouldn't even want to solder into a non-moving trace on a board. This is dumb as hell. Like, this is dumb. Not like dumb as hell, like, yo, bro, this is dumb. Your shit's dumb thick. No, this is fucking dumb. You shouldn't be doing this. I don't know who said, hey, why don't we make the thinnest IM cable possible? Because I'm sure that'll never break or get snagged on something and just rip in half. No, I haven't personally ripped it in half because I haven't taken it out of the fucking box. But look at, like, it actually pains my thick Italian hands to touch this because I feel like I'm going to break it at any moment. Can we just compare to, like, I don't know, that or the Quarks or anything, like literally anything? There is never in my entire career on YouTube been a wire as thin as this. So that goes down to a 2-wire, to the 2-twist, which is like, oh, that's still not great. That's not great. I mean, I feel like it's so light that it would just get caught on something, snagged and rip. And then you look at the end of it and you're like, wait, that's not MMCX. I want to change the wires. Zeos, I bought these IMs. I really like the way they sound. You're describing them. They sound great. I want to do them for my thing. But I want to use different cable. Too fucking bad. Because these use, where's that thing that says the name of it? Instead of MMCX, instead of 2-pin, and this is just Etymotic, being Etymotic again. It's that XKCD where the two men are arguing. Man, there's so many standards out there. I can't believe, look at these, there's like 10 of these standards. Someone needs to make a standard and stick to it. And then those two men go off, and now there's 11 standards. And it's like 2-wire, 75 or 78, and then MMCX, and now we have BAX T2, which is the detachable cable that fucking Etymotic has gone with. And I'm sure it has all the benefits over MMCX. MMCX can wear out if you plug it in and out and in and out and in and out, and it can get loose, and people have had problems with it. And I'm sure this is better in some way, but no one has this. And guess what? If you had to do aftermarket, I don't think anyone could solder it. It's so fucking tiny. And it's basically a little coaxial, because I could see there's a center pin. There's a center pin there. And it pops in, and it's just like, whoop, click. Feels like great contact. If I was building like a little miniature switchboard and like a model train, and I could go in there with little tweezers and go boop, 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 I'd use these in a heartbeat because they look great. They feel great. But if you're making an IM and you're deciding to give it the thinnest wires that ever been on the fucking earth, and this one's twice as thick than the stock one, the upgraded cable, do not put an unknown weird connector on it. Because you've got a decent IM. They've got a decent IM. I'll plug it back in here. And I'll pick it up and I'll put the left one in. And these are like really slow memory foams, so I gotta squeeze it hard, put that over there, left in. Here, I'm showing you how to do this. Then you squeeze this one pretty hard, throw it over my ear, right in. And now, because I'm sitting at a desk, this might pop up. I can feel it trying to go over my ear. So I gotta go and I gotta tuck it under my chin, make sure I can look down. Okay, I don't lock it ever, by the way. I just like move it. So now they're in, and now they're sealed, and now I can't hear shit because they're just earplugs. And now they sound good. But you got to get around all this other stuff. You got to get around the stock cable is... I kind of want to break it on camera for you. I'm pretty sure if I just went, I could just destroy it. Which I don't think I could do with this. This one's like, yeah, that's a man cable. Even the Quark one is like a cable that I feel like I could yank on it. Oh, this is some delicate stuff. This is delicate. Now, some people are into that. Some people are like, oh my God, it's so delicate. It's so finite. Don't touch it. Don't touch it. It's too precise for you. Which is what I feel like Etymotic is saying when they're playing with this stuff in Vietnam or whatever. They're building them in Vietnam. I don't know where the company's located. But yeah, let me put this wire away because this thing is a delicate, fragile little baby. No touch. No touch. And that's... They sound good, but I hesitate to say that everyone should run out and buy them because you have to deal with the little tips. You can't use your own tips. You're going to basically be stuck with the tips they give you, which is at least varied widely. I am a foam tip person. Foam tips are the only tips that work properly in my ears. But they give you enough sizes. Look at this. 4 different sizes down with the 2 flange and 2 different sizes with the 3 flange. I don't even want to deal with that. I don't know what the hell that... That's just a maintenance thing. I don't think that's a sound change thing. If it is, I'm not doing it. But yeah, you're gonna have to find some 3mm tips, and you're gonna have to work yourself out with the weight's great. Honestly, the connector, look at it spin. Look at it spin. Look how freely it spins. MMCX never does that. Or sound. I agree. It feels good, and I'm sure it has a million times more of an advantage over MMCX to use this connector. But you got to look at this. They're not going to change society. Etymotic's not selling enough of these. You would need a major company that's selling like fucking 1 million IMs, which no one's selling 1 million IMs. The only things that are selling are true wireless IMs. So, you know, you can't, there's no connections on that at all. But if like Linsol and Moondrop, if Linsol had every IM on their site switched to this connector, then companies like Hard Audio and Viking Weave and APOS with their flow cell would all say, okay, we got to use this connector now because, you know, everyone's using it. Then there's a chance, but there's not a fucking chance in hell that anyone's going to try to solder these fucking BAX2 T2s to go custom cables to your $400 IMs. You're stuck with stock. And in my knowledge of this fucking community, the audio community, if you're here and you're looking at this particular IM and you work in audio editing, and you only care about this one, you're not going to get one for fun. You're not going to get one because it's $12. You want to know about this one, it'll work great for your purposes. You're going to buy it. You're going to get the stock cable or get the slightly upgraded cable. I don't even know how much that costs, by the way. I'm sure it's more than $5. And you're going to be very happy. But the people in the audiophile community, they're going to want to make these balanced. And that's, guess what? That means they have to buy the upgraded cable and cut this and solder these into a fucking balance connector. So it's a... I like the way they sound. They're definitely a different sound. They're a very focused glass flat sheet that do weird imaging sound, like narrow soundstage, but yet great soundstage. It's fucking wild. But you gotta get around all this other shit. And that's a lot of it. Yeah, the only thing that gives me no pause is get it for the fucking bag. Get it for the bag! Bees have no right sounding like they do for $13. The Quarks, the Moondrop Quarks. I almost feel like they're taking a loss on them at $13. I mean, they're very small. I'll pull them out of ears in a minute, but currently listening to the Code Geass no extended track, and it's just like, I'm enjoying the shit out of this. There's no like, oh god, $12 IMs. I mean, let's look at the box. Moondrop 2021. By the way, a quark is the smallest particle known to man. I think that's what that is. Quarks are like real small, like 20 trillion of them across wouldn't even like equal a human hair. It's like tiny. And they still managed to squeeze a waifu out of it. She's got no color. She ain't competing with Kato. But I think Quark wait, would it be Quark-chan? Quark-chan is still fucking cute. So you got a little waifu. You can stick her in the box like this there. That's the wearing guide, by the way. It shows you how to wear them. In your ears, apparently. Comes with tips. Honestly, for $12, I was questioning that. Comes with 6 tips, all silicone. I'm using foam. I convinced my friend, which isn't hard to do, to buy a $12 set of IMs or $13 set of IMs. And he, being a person who doesn't get as many as I do, was like, man, no, not foam. I tried them. You got to go. What about your spin fits? You got a specific spin fit. Like, I love them already with the foams. I don't need to be sold anymore. If these sound better than this with different tips, I'll let the people figure that shit out. So, I mean, we've gone over the box. The anime girl holder comes with a little bag, which is like adequate for a case. Comes with 6 tips, and then you like look at them, and they legitimately are the smallest I am. Like this. Here, let me take this tip off. I've got 4.4 Pentagon connectors that are bigger than this. It's not even the diameter of a 1/4 inch fucking adapter. These small. These very small. My friend's like, I don't like IMs because the tips are fine, but I don't like it when it hits my ear. And I'm like, well, then buy Quarks. Attached cable, as you would imagine, because it probably costs, $18 to $19 to get it to detach. And then how the fuck... then you'd lose this. This would just fall down. It needs the anchor of the wire, which is gray, by the way. It's silvery gray. And I do have Dakoni tips on here, so I'll link those. But you could see the one dynamic driver, and it has the Moondrop logo, the 3 dots. Or I guess it's the Quark logo. Yeah, because that's the Moondrop logo. That's the Quark logo. It's 3 circles. And it's got 3 circles in red here. And then it's got 3 circles in black here. So you know your left and right. Like the tips are bigger than them. And then you listen to them. I broke them in. I braked them in on my braked-in rig or burn-in rig. I just let them play for probably fucking 2 weeks. Because I plug them in and I forget about what's over there. It's like, yeah, whatever. It turns off when I'm watching movies or doing reviews like right now, and then it turns back on at midnight or 3 a.m. It tries both times. So it's always on and burning in throughout the night. Throughout the night, just make the driver move. Make the driver move. We want the driver to move and then get relaxed, and that's normal usage. And after like 2 weeks of burn-in and just nice tips that because here's the thing, this doesn't go over your ear. This just goes straight in your ear, and the tip has to hold it there because you could probably try to loop this over your ear, but I don't think it's going to work. There's not enough weight and there's not enough grip. But if you just put this straight in, put that straight in. I mean, I'm plugged into the fucking WA7 Fireflies because it's a dynamic, and tubes and dynamic are very happy together. And then, like, you go, how's the volume on this salon? That sounds great also. It's a Lakshi D30. And then if we want to go to the other, like the warmest WA11 Topaz. I am on low gain, just double checking. I don't have to tell you about how they sound. They're $12 fucking. Buy a set. Literally buy a set, leave them in your car. Where are they? Where are you? $12.99 without mic. You can get this wire with a mic. That raises the price to $15. Oh my God, that's too expensive. It's not too expensive. I think the wire looks, I would honestly get it without the mic. But that means you can get these for $15 and get a microphone and a button and use them on your phone. So if your phone ever didn't come with IMs, even though most phones don't have headphone jacks, but mine does, this would replace it for $13 fucking. Is there anything you're going to tell me like that I don't know? Moderate bass gain makes Quarks more musical, bringing a fuller ambience sound? Yes. Industrial design. The appearance and structural design are just like its name, revealing its meticulousness. That a word? Compact size and can be worn in various ways. Giggity. The fully transparent cavity allows a clear view of the driver and acoustic structure, simple and unique, blah, 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 blah. Patented anti-blocking, sound dampening, and double dampening structure. What's the ratings on this? It's 34 ratings, 4.5 stars. It should be 175,000 ratings and 5 stars. You cannot spend $13 and have it sound better than these. You just can't. Even the KSC75s, which I will link in the description, which are close, I think those are $15. And I would argue that, you know, if you want the world's best, cheapest IEMs, it's these. And if you want the world's best, cheapest headphones, it's those. We're in another league. Like, over here at the Katos, fucking love the Katos. Like, put that bass thing on, absolutely astonished by them. Etymotics, doing a thing wrapped in weird, but I like them. Fuck everything Quarks. Quarks, they're quirky. They shouldn't be good. But Moondrop is a company, and I think maybe here's my thinking. I think Moondrop may selling these as a promotional thing. Like, if they're selling them at cost, like, what's the cheapest IEM we can make? Let's make it sound good. Not super great, not like Beats are $500 IEMs, but like single dynamic. I don't know the actual diameter of the dynamic. It's got to be tiny, maybe a 6mm. But vocals shouldn't sound this clear. Guitar plucks shouldn't be as vibrant. It's just, what the fuck? These are what the fuck I am. Evangelion 2.22. If I heard a song on these, a sad song, and I was in a mood, I would cry. They're that good. This is a sad song. That song they played at the end of Evangelion 2.22, that's a sad fucking song when you put it in context. And it's just like, I am having an emotional response through $13 IEMs. I've changed songs. What's the bass like? Zeos, get us to a bassy song. Hold on. Mozart. Like, Corn Dirty is not exactly like the greatest recorded song. But it changed shape. Like, I'm in a different space listening to this now than it was just a second ago. I'm in a room. I could hear the acoustics of it because dynamics are great. Single dynamics are like my... So single dynamic, three-way balanced. Yeah, no, there's no fucking way these sound this good. I don't... You want to know how they sound? I wonder if I can contact Moondrop and be like, yo, I want to spend $6 on each of these, and I'll take 100. Give me $600 worth of Quarks. I'll build a Quark cannon and just start shooting them at people in crowds, like the t-shirt cannons, but for IEMs. Because they're that good. They're dumb good. And if you need to sleep on an IM, they're completely inside my ear, so I have just my hand on my ear. I don't even feel it. It's like just tickling my palm. So, and they're $12. They're $13. So if you break one, you know, just throw it the fuck away. But there's no crying over, oh, my favorite IEMs, I broke a set. If you don't buy 3 of these, buy one. If they don't go out of stock after this video, if you're a patron of mine or a subscriber, you're probably safe. Buy one. By the time this video comes out live, if you like it, buy 2 more, because they're going to sell out forever and ever and ever. And when one breaks, you're going to just throw it away, take out another new pair. And when that one breaks, you're going to throw it away and take another new pair. And that one breaks, you should have ordered 2 more, because they're so fucking cheap. Yeah, these are like the split here, instead of that being that metal, the Moondrop metal, it's just a big round cylinder of like rubbery plastic. And the right angle 90 millimeter, wow. The right angle 90 degree right angle 3.5 millimeter. Fuck. Okay, I'm fine. I'm not flabbergasted by these or anything. I don't hate. Even the wire that's attached, like it's got a little bit of jank to it still. It's been on the table in the burner rig. I haven't like hung it on a door frame. You hang this on a door frame, you work this a little bit, you get a little warmth into this and straighten it out. This is a perfectly acceptable cable for any priced IEM. If you know, if it's detached on something, it's like, all right, these are nice and thin and flexible and they're quality feeling, and it goes to this decent split, and the wire end doesn't seem like it's going to break, although it's a little bit long there, but fuck you, spend $13. Actually, this is a great way to see if you're with me on this. Spend $13, listen to the Quarks, burn them in, because they do take like 100 hours of burning, and then they start really getting good. But burn them in for a day or two, which is, I know, not 100 hours, but like 20, 25, 30 hours of pink noise or just loud music. And then put them on. And then if you don't agree with me that these should not fucking sound this good, then you don't have to just unsubscribe from my channel. Because you and I obviously have different tastes. And so I think that for the way these sound, for their cost, this might be the best buy in audio. Like pound for dollar. I still would like to see a single set of foam tips. I know it doesn't cost more for foam tips. If it did, it's like 8 cents. Then it would be $13.06. It would be, or 7 cents. But trust me on those. So that's the wrap up. Wrap up, Zeos. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the wrap up. If you've jumped here from the timestamps and you don't watch the entire thing, first of all, you did very bad. You're missing out on a lot of colorful commentary and fuck-ups. But let's start from left to right. The Katos are fucking amazing. They come with nice box art of anime waifus. She wearing them? She's wearing them. She's wearing them, which is amazing. We've got a single dynamic that when you change the tip out, from the more natural neutral tips, which is what the silver ones are, to the more wubbity wub dub motherfucking fucks tips, which are the bronze ones, these compete with OH10s easily. Maybe not as low as sub bass, but as far as bass presence and airiness and cleanliness, yes. So that's a fucking win IEM. The Etymotics have a lot of problems as far as like the wire feels too thin, but it might be great for you. The tips can't really be changed because they use those little 3mm. Not a lot of people make those tips, but you know, that might be fine for you. And they're very fucking revealing. So if your music is like, let's just say not the highest quality, these are probably not the IEMs for you because they're going to tell you got shit taste. They're perfect IEMs though. If you want to plug them in and go, you got shit taste. Just like I'm listening to with these are professional, fuck you, professional IEMs, and you got shit taste. So yeah, if you're a pro, they're all for you. And the Quarks, everyone should have. They should just be given out. When you deliver a baby boy or baby girl in the hospital and they hand it to you, the doctor hands it to you, and they clean off the face, and it's like, oh my god, it's so cute. And they just put a little package on it, and it's like, here's your free set of Quarks. Oh, okay, doctor, thank you. Just that baby will grow up with Quarks and will never know bad audio, which is probably a problem. Like, honestly, I'm glad that my channel, if you go back to the beginning of my channel and you look at the actual headphones and IEMs and shit I was reviewing, not just the cost went up, but the quality always went up. And it got to a point where I was like, oh shit, Summit 5 for at least Zeos. Now everything else has to blend below. And now I'm just a cheap asshole that likes the cheapest things. Like I would take, these are probably the most exciting. The Katos are second because they're just $190. So that's like, well, that's actual money. But you're getting a lot for it. But you're getting so much for this. And then those you have to like have a specific purpose. Anyway, I'm done. I'm Zeospantera. We got 2 100% buys, 1 50% buy, which you have to like understand why you want these Etymotics, and then you get 1 ballerina waifu, which is downloadable in the description. Patreon and Subscribestar support this channel. Patreon and Subscribestar for $5 a month lets you see reviews early, participate in yard sales. Yard sales are important things because when I am done with things like IEMs, that's where they get sold. And let's say I keep the Katos, I have the KXXSs, which are the predecessor to these, in my box. Those might end up not in my box and on the yard sale, and then you could buy them for a lowest bid. No, highest bid. That'd be weird if I did it like lowest bid. I could do lowest bid without telling you. Then people would always bid the lowest number. No, that's dumb. But yeah, you might get some of my old IMs or some of the new IMs, like these Etymotics. I'm pretty sure someone out there wants these, and they don't want to pay $400. So if you join my Patreon for $5 a month, from the 1st to the 10th, you see them up for auction. You bid $117.82, which is a pretty low ball. But you spend $5 and you might as well go for it. And if you win, I ship to you for free, continental United States. It's half shipping international. If you live in Vietnam where these are made and you want them, all we got to do is I'll tell you how much it's going to cost to ship them to Vietnam, and we cut it in half. You also get access to the Sound Demo Oasis channel, which is where all the sound demos that have disappeared from my YouTube channel are there in audio form only. And you can listen to any of the old things or any of the new sound demos for speakers and headphones losslessly because there's upload the FLAC. I do my EQ corrections in Audacity. I save it as FLAC, and then I combine it with the video and put it away. And then I take the actual raw FLAC and I put it on the channel, and you've got access to it. For $10 a month, if you want to go above that tier, you get all those things and then into a private behind-the-scenes Telegram chat where you can ask me any questions you'd like. That's how high the paywall is. If you're like, hey, I want to ask you questions, that'll be $10, sir. And then you get to ask me questions for at least 3 months or about 3 months, unless you don't pay any for that. And you can ask me anything you want. I want to, hey, how do these sound with this amp? Or hey, I got to do a home theater, and what do I got to do with this? It's the only way I can keep from losing my fucking mind, because everything's on my phone and everything's nice and compact and tight and everyone's together. And other people in that chat will help you along with me. It's fantastic. It's a great system. And don't forget to check out Hi-Fi Guides and the Hi-Fi Guides forum. Those things are going to be a lot more active in my life, because we're hoping to monetize Hi-Fi Guides, at least the forum, put some ads on it from companies we like. Like, I think I invited Moondrop to actually actively buy a banner ad for that. And if they pay for that, and enough people pay for that, then guess what? Then RMAF might come back as ZMAF. It's going to take a bit, but Zaki Mountains, Zeos Mountains. I did just Zeos Mountains Audio Fest. It'd just be weird. That's a weird enough title, and I wouldn't hold it anywhere near Denver. I like Denver, but it's like, that's a ways out. All right, if you could have an audio fest, where would you hold it? Because Denver's covered, LA's covered, New York's covered, Washington, D.C.'s covered. What place? I know there's a Florida one too, which I've been invited to several times. Where would you like to see an audio fest? In America or abroad? I don't care where you live. Bangkok Audio Fest would be let's just say the entertainment at night would be fantastic. Yeah, I'm done. Wallpaper, links, support, don't support, enjoy your shit, buy these, don't buy these. I'll see you in 2 days, and we'll do some more. Fuck, I got so many IMs to do.